Where were you before the mastermind, and where are you at now after the 9 months?
Oh, wow. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind before the mastermind, I was disorganized and unfocused in my business, and I was emotionally, mentally scattered, and very heavy, like just heavy, emotionally heavy. Yeah, and always tired.
Always tired. Yeah, that's what you said. I'm just so exhausted.
Yeah. And I would easily get overwhelmed as things would come at me. As business would get busier, I'm like, oh, overwhelmed.
And shut down.
Yeah, often shut down. I can't do anymore. I have to cancel. There's too much going on. And I have, with 2 kids and a mom and parenting. So it would be so easy to go into overwhelm and worry. And the other thing was there was always so much worry about money. And now every one of those is different.
Oh, great. Tell me more about that.
Every one of those is different. I mean, yeah, so really the mastermind has been a program which has allowed me to change, and like mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Right? And like I said to you before, it was my intention came into your 9-month program to birth a new me. And I do feel like I've birthed a new me, and not just business-wise, but personally as a woman, and in my relationships with my husband, my kids, how I connect with others.
Tell me more about that, Avdeep.
Well, I'm a much more confident woman. Right?
Yes, you are.
Definitely, like I think we talked about in the last mastermind, just tapped in more into my sexuality, my sensuality, my beauty, my feminine energy. Like that was a huge piece that was missing, and I think I was almost afraid to go to. I didn't even know that it was there. So I think that was a huge piece of tapping into the feminine energy, and just by even going to that pelvic area where it all resides, made a huge difference. Before the mastermind, I wasn't really clear on my calling. I knew it was something in trauma work, and even that I was afraid. I can't be doing trauma work. Who am I to do that? And just stepping into my power and shifting sort of halfway through our mastermind to be like, I am a trauma-informed occupational therapist, and changing my website because of that, and feeling confident with like, yes, this is what I do, and then, as fine-tuning it even more, and to have the courage to say, yeah, and sexual trauma is one of the areas that I love to work in, and that's one of my callings too. Oh, it makes me feel good.
Like that.
Yeah.
And you say this, you say this in 2 to 3 sentences right now, and you say this with such confidence and grace and beauty. But I have to really honor you, because the journey you've taken just to get to this point where you can say this and own it and feel confident, and it feels good, was tremendous. It was incredible. How much you had to process, let go, reconnect with in yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that's the other thing the mastermind provided, right? It wasn't just about business, and growing my practice. It was also about moving through the emotional stuff that life throws at us, right? And having that space with you facilitating and guiding us and the other women, and being able to have that safe space to share, and then be able to process the stuff that comes up through a lot of the practices that you taught us, and the meditations and the visualizations, they were so powerful. So powerful. I'm not as worried about money, and yes, my business has also gotten busier. I don't get overwhelmed, and it's going with the flow so much more. For me, the lack of clarity before, this other person's doing this, I should do it similarly, and that business is thriving, and I should do it that way, rather than what am I here to create? What does the universe want me to create and put out through me?
Yes. Beautifully said. Seriously, beautifully said. You're right.
So much more. Going with the flow, trusting, surrendering, and in terms of that scattered energy before and lack of focus, there's also focus and action every month, every week,